Hello everyone, this is Darcy here. Even though I'm very adamant about reading the Clone Wars era in order in the best way I possibly can, I found out my Clone Wars timeline got fucked up, so I decided that I'm just going to take a break from the Clone Wars timeline for now. I'm still reading the books. I'm just doing this through comics. I'm not going to do the novels. I'm still, the books, I'm sticking primarily to the Clone Wars timeline. I'm just doing something different. I wanted to wait for a little bit longer, but I didn't want to put it off because I wanted to read these comics. This is the first two story arcs of Tales of the Jedi, which was the first of many expanded universe stories that expanded upon away from the original trilogy era. Back when this comic was published, there really wasn't any stories that actually did anything before episode 4, at least more than a certain amount of years, because George Lucas forbade offers of touching the prequel era. So, in order to do pre-episode 4 stories, these further than 10 years, they had to go way further than that, enough time, so there's plenty of time between, episode, 1 and Tales of the Jedi, where it wouldn't interfere. Now, I never read these comics prior to doing this review. I was familiar with them to a certain degree because I played Knights of the Old Republic. A lot of things are mentioned from those games. I know some people don't, I'm going to just bring this up right now because I don't want to bring it up again and again in future videos in the series. There's people that don't like the art style of Tales of the Jedi. For those of you who watched my Dark Empire review, I loved the artwork for that. And, well, I love it in this as well. I know some people don't consider this Star Wars, at least the way it looks, but I don't agree with that. I actually really like the art for this. It has a unique style that other comics do not have, and it's just me, but I love that style of comic books that were done before they, did the digital coloring. Not to have anything against that kind of comics, but I really love the old school style comic books, and there really isn't that many Star Wars comics in that style other than Marvel Star Wars. So, yeah. The first two story arcs of Tales of the Jedi, which is issue 1 and 2 is Quadroma and the Beast Wars, which introduces Quadroma and his brother, just to showcase who he is, as a character. To be honest, this story was kind of weak for me. I love the artwork. It's just I wasn't really as interested in Quadroma's story as I was in Normie Sunrider. Normie Sunrider, I felt like, was the better story of the two. I felt like, her character was far more interesting. There was a lot more to her character than Quadroma, who, he only has 2 issues, so there isn't much you really know about him if you were reading this for the first time. Normie Sunrider, I feel like there's a lot more to go on regarding her story versus his. And I felt like her story was better because of it. She had to overcome her struggles as she's dealing with the death of her husband and her picking up her master's lightsaber towards the end of the story and using the Force, I felt like was her first step in becoming a Jedi Knight. I felt like her story was more interesting, and I would have rather had the whole book been focusing on, Normie Sunrider. I felt she was a more interesting character. I think Eric Quadroma could have had his own story arc to himself. I don't feel like his was fleshed out enough. But that's just me. There's like at least I think 5 story arcs in this series, and this is the first one. My first impression, I think Tales of the Jedi, I really like it. Even though Eric Kadroma's story I didn't feel like was that interesting compared to Normie Sunrider. I'm looking forward to reading more. I love the the artwork, and I think Tim Vitch does a great job with the writing for this. I'm looking forward to reading the future story arcs. The next time I talk about the comics, I'm going to talk about the 2-issue story arc, The Freedom Nat Uprising. Yeah, I got that in Signal issues, but what can you do? This is Dark Zenobia over and out. May the Force be with you. Hopefully, I survived the Clone Wars era. Later.